Good evening and welcome to NewsWatch Ole Miss. I am Julieanna Jackson. Tonight we start off with updates on the deadly surge at the Astroworld Music Festival that killed former Ole Miss student Madison Dubisky and 7 others.
A senior Memphis police officer who was on the scene during the arrest of Tyree Nichols was able to retire before he could be fired. That's according to recent documents in his... Good evening, and thank you for joining us on NewsWatch Ole Miss. I'm Julieanna Jackson.
And I'm Julieanna again.
Well, Mississippi is seeing its highest nursing vacancy rates in at least the last decade. Officials believe that the stress from working during the pandemic is still playing a factor. A house fire killed 4 people, including 2 children in Memphis last night. According to the Memphis Fire Department, the victims of this fire were 8, 10, 33, and 62 years old, with their surviving 5th victim of 55 years old, who was rushed to the hospital in critical condition. Fire in May, many soon-to-be mothers are raising concerns on if they will gain a better and longer postpartum Medicaid coverage. The pressure is on across the state, and Mississippi Governor Tate Reeves seems to have changed his opinion on this issue, saying that if the House and Senate sends him a bill to allow a year of postpartum Medicaid coverage, then he will sign it into law. If this is Hundreds of employees in Northeast Mississippi now find themselves without a job. This comes after yet another major business closure. The American Car Center announced its permanent closure on Friday. This closure affects 50 locations across 10 states. Now, company workers have more questions than they do answers. Employee Rebecca Wallace worked for the company. Coming up, those in favor of student loan relief rallied outside the Supreme Court this morning.
And a new Tennessee bill could send children to prison at a younger age. More ahead on NewsWatch Ole Miss.
Welcome back to NewsWatch Ole Miss. Inside the Supreme Court this morning, justices are hearing 2 cases on the Biden administration's loan forgiveness plan. While outside, those in favor of the program gave their voice on the subject. Idaho murder suspect Brian Kohberger's search warrant has just been unsealed. In the warrant, there was a list of items that was seized from the Kohberger family. More than a dozen students have been hospitalized at a Birmingham middle school after possibly consuming THC gummies. The Birmingham Fire and Rescue Service was sent to the school after a call that students started complaining about feeling sick. Now, National Pancake Day isn't exactly a new thing, but we've got some new words in the English dictionary. Yep, Dictionary.com says it has updated its site with 313 new entries and some revised or added definition to existing entries. Many of the new words and terms have to do with the internet. One example is rage farming, which means intentionally trying to provoke a political opponent online. Other notable entries have LGBTQ connections like queerbaiting and pink washing. A senior director at Dictionary.com says many of the new words have been around for some time. He says the website is including them now because they have reached the mainstream popularity. I think that's interesting, like we're adding all these new words to the dictionary.
Yes, I love it.
See where we're at in 5 years, I guess.
I know. I can't even imagine what we'll be at in 5 years.
I know, it'd be crazy.
Right? Well, that's all we've got for tonight. On NewsWatch Ole Miss, I'm AC Barker.
I'm Campbell Holmes.
I'm Mallory Edgen.
And I'm Julieanna Jackson. Be sure to keep up with us on social media, and we will see you again tomorrow at 5.
Thank you, and have a great night.
Today is March 21st, which means spring has officially sprung.
That's right, Juliana, but it's not really feeling like spring outside. These past couple of days, the weather has been seeming much cooler, but the question is, will these temperatures be sticking around?
Let's check. And the city of Starkville is planning on launching a new communication app. This new app will be named Civic Ready and is meant to help Starkville residents receive important updates faster, including information about road closures, city events. Women, former Miss Mississippi Holly Brand of Meridian wowed the judges and America on the season premiere of The Voice last night. Thanks, Campbell. Up ahead, 3D printers can print just about anything under the sun.
Plus, but would you believe us if we told you they could print food? We'll explain more. Well, that's all we have for tonight. For NewsWatch Ole Miss, I'm Julieanna Gavin.
And I'm Julieanna Jackson. With Sports Watch, I'm Campbell Holmes.
And with Stormwatch, I'm Mallory Edgen. Be sure to keep up with us on social media, and we will see you again tomorrow at 5.
Thank you for joining us, and have a great night. Good evening, and welcome back to NewsWatch Ole Miss. Happening out of Meridian, a doctor involved in a case of healthcare fraud avoids prison time. Dr. Gregory Alzine of Meridian pleaded guilty Monday to failing to disclose information involving expensive prescription pain cream. He was accused of causing roughly $18 million in fraud by signing pre-printed prescription forms for medicines.
The holidays are coming up fast, and what better way to kick it off than in the square with Lane Kiffin. Coach Kiffin will join the city of Oxford with the honor of turning on the downtown holiday lights.
Hotty Toddy, it's homecoming week at the University of Mississippi.
The battle over federal vaccine mandates across the country continues today as several states, including Mississippi, move forward with legal proceedings.
With the upcoming University of Mississippi versus University of Alabama game this weekend, students and
CNN's Brent Conway tells us where the latest mandate stands. Good evening and welcome to NewsWatch Ole Miss. I am Julieanna Jackson.
And I'm
Despite the food shortage, Oxford High School's new culinary arts program is thriving in just its second year. NewsWatch reporter Caroline Helms went into the kitchen to learn more about the program. Congress passed a $1.2 trillion infrastructure package that will send $4.46 billion to Mississippi over the next 5 years. This deal garnered bipartisan support. The White House released a preliminary. The Lafayette Sheriff's Department is getting hairy this month. The Sheriff's Department has started its No Shave November campaign to raise funds for the Buddy East Christmas Gift Fund. Sheriffs who want to grow out their beard can at the cost of $20. These funds will help the Sheriff's Department.
with October being Mental Health Awareness Month, let's talk to a few students around campus and the William McGee Center.
The Mississippi Lottery Corporation surpassed the $1 billion mark in gross sales last week, reaching this. Republican U.S. Representative Paul Gosar from Arizona is under fire today after tweeting a violent video directed at Representative Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez.
Hey, it's Julieanna Jackson with NewsWatch, and I'm in the square in Oxford, Mississippi. The University of Mississippi is known for having the best game day fits in the Grove. So, why not we take a look at some of the stores in the square and see if you can find your game day fit.
That's all for tonight for NewsWatch Ole Miss. I am Julieanna Jackson. Thank you and good night.
believe it when I left the house.
Maybe we should all take a vacation to Alaska and go find some Fidos.
I can barely handle Mississippi temperatures. I don't think I'm ready for Alaska weather.
True. I relate to that. That's all for tonight. For NewsWatch Ole Miss, I'm Leah Blevins.
And I am Julieanna Jackson. Be sure to follow us on all social media at NewsWatch Ole Miss for the latest updates on the Ole Miss Oxford community.
Thank you and good night.
Lee Greenwood. This has been so special for me and for everyone else watching, so thank you.
Happy Independence Day.
Happy Independence Day to you too.
Celebrate America. Thank you.
Yes, sir. God bless the USA.
That's it. That's it.
We
Thank you.
had a very special judge, season 15 American Idol winner, Trent Harmon from Amory, Mississippi. Now, Trent, what did you look for in the new Miss Mississippi Volunteers?
It was a wonderful week. I didn't really know what to expect, but it was a lot more than I could have expected. And I looked for somebody that wasn't trying to sell me anything, somebody that was naturally, authentically themselves. And
oh, it was good. I had a good coach.
Earlier before the show, you might have practiced on me.
And it was good. It was exciting. It was fun watching the girls and how they handled the whole night and the whole process. But to get to crown the first Mississippi volunteer and someone.
What will the drive campaign entail?
Well, the drive campaign will entail us being able to use the winner of the Mississippi Volunteer Pageant to go with us, and she will be able to go with us into schools and speak on the issues that cause teenagers to be involved in fatality.
Let us take a behind-the-scenes look to see what our Miss contestants have been up to here in Tupelo, Mississippi.